time to focus on a little leisure, have some fun. A lot of us have vowed to get back a little me time, which is a good thing. That can also include sitting down with a fantastic novel. I know Rhiannon is a big reader. She's here in the studio now with mystery author Mary Jane Clark, who has a new thriller out. Good to see you as well.
Good to see you.
Yes, Audrey, we are so excited for our next guest. As you mentioned, I'm a huge reader, and Mary Jane Clark actually was a veteran news producer who turned her writing talents into penning 12 mystery novels. It's now published in 23 languages, and she's out now with the deliciously intriguing To Have and to Kill. That's right. Dun, dun, dun. This is the first in her new wedding cake mystery series, full of murder and matrimonial mayhem, right?
Yeah,
is that a good way to describe it?
Great. I want to read the book.
Let's talk a little bit about your background, first of all.
Okay.
You were a producer for 30 years in news, right?
Right. I worked at CBS News. I started when I first got out of college, and it was my first job as a desk assistant.
Wow.
And then I stayed there all that time, and when I left, I was a writer, producer.
Yeah, your first job at CBS News, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that was lucky.
So tell us about the transition from going from a producer to writing full-time.
I wrote the first 10 novels while I was still working at CBS News. I just left there 3 years ago.
Oh.
And the CBS News background gave me the ideas for the key news thrillers, which were the first books. And then when I was writing the 12th key news thriller, I was watching morning television, and Martha Stewart was on talking about her new book, Wedding Cakes. And each cake was so beautiful, such a masterpiece. I was fascinated by them. I went out, bought the book, looked at the book, and I thought, wouldn't it be neat to have a series that in every book there was a different wedding, a different bride and groom, a different family and friends in a different location, and that the characters in the wedding would become suspects in a murder. So
who knew wedding cakes could be so dangerous?
Yeah, right.
But you actually have a very personal connection to wedding cakes from your when you were young, right?
Yeah, well, when I was a little girl, my mother used to take the Wilton cake decorating book and let the kids in the neighborhood go through it, pick out one that they liked, and then she'd make it for their birthday.
Aww,
so that was one of my happiest childhood memories. And then in order to research for this book, I took the Wilton cake decorating course myself, and some of my cakes are pretty amateurish, but at least I know how to write about it.
Oh, okay. So you're not going to start a second career as a cake decorator?
I don't think anybody has to worry about that.
So let's talk a little bit. When people first hear your name, I think they automatically are curious about Mary Higgins Clark.
Right.
That she's another famous author.
Yeah.
Tell everyone about your connection with her.
Well, I was married to her son, David, and we divorced, I guess, about 20 years ago.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, so my connection now is that my kids are her grandkids. We don't work together professionally. Mary and her daughter, Carol, write books together sometimes and, of course, have their own. But we both love my kids, her grandkids, and that's really the connection at this point.
Is it hard to balance being a mom with being an author? I know you actually write at home.
Yes.
So does that make it easier to spend time with your kids?
Definitely. And that's one of the reasons that I got into writing, so that I could work at CBS part-time, write the books, and be home with my kids too. So
do your kids read the books?
Well, my daughter does. My son is mentally retarded. He can't read, but my daughter does, and you know, she's been a good help, especially in this book. Piper, the main character, is a 27-year-old struggling actress. My daughter is a struggling actress.
Oh.
And when I wrote it, she read some of it and she said, "Mom, a 27-year-old would never talk this way." You know, it's like this middle-aged woman writing about a 27-year-old. So she went through the book and helped me with the voice of Piper. So that was a lot of fun.
Are you already working on the next installment of the Wedding Cake Mystery?
Yes, I definitely am. I don't have a title for it yet, but where this book takes place in New York City, the next one is going to be in Los Angeles, because each book will take place in a different location of the wedding.
It's going to take readers on a journey all across the world, right?
I hope so.
Okay, well, we can't wait to see more of your books. Thank you for stopping by so much.
Rhiannon.
And Mary Jane Clark's book, To Have and to Kill, it is available now in all bookstores. But now it's your turn. We want to hear from you.